Okay, so good evening, everybody. This is Team Chick and Sandwich. Notice the and. This is Michael Moon speaking, along with my partners, Darren Wong and Ryan Patrick. Together, we made the Quizzzy application because, if you ever looked at BuzzFeed and thought, you know what, I really want to know what kind of bread I am, but they just don't have my options. Well, this is your outlet. However, today we're going to not be looking at bread. We're going to be looking at something that's near and dear to my heart, Persona 4. So here we opened up Quizzzy and we worked on this with Firebase. So that allows us to sign in with Google and use all of the wonderful Firebase features, such as this, signing in with an account. And we use this specifically for the create quiz part because we want to actually put a tag. We want to put like an author to it. We want to assign an author to like every quiz that is made. However, taking a quiz is perfectly fine with, like being signed out, and I will show that later. So let's sign in with my normal account, not my school account. And you can see here, I pop up, very nice. And I would also like to say, this looks very nice. I did this part, totally biased, however, yeah, absolutely biased in how it looks. So let's create the quiz. So you see this is opened up and it looks pretty similar to Coffee Run because we use a lot of like how it looks in Coffee Run, but be warned, we changed a lot of the functionality about it. So you'll notice, we open up with two forms, quiz title and categories. Categories meaning, what the results will be. These are actually corresponding with these cogs right here, my category and whatnot. And as you can see here, this is an input spinner right here. We imported this from online. So you'll notice here that my category can be changed to, let's say, la, 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 and it's updated right here. You can add a category 2 appears, you can delete the category 2 disappears, yada, yada, yada. Now, let's get on to talking about being a loser. Who is your persona? Oh, actually, let's capitalize that. Persona 4 girlfriend. Yeah. So, pretty standard question answers. These are multiple choice, just as mostly all BuzzFeed quizzes of this sort. So let's make this one very simple. What's your favorite color? Now, if you haven't played the games, each girl actually corresponds with a specific color. So this one will show you that each category can be logged to a specific answer. Yay, Yukiko, and Rise. So again, you'll see here these are popping in. So blue, red, yellow, and let's add an answer right here, green. Blue corresponds with Naoto, red with Yukiko, yellow with Rise, and green with Chie. Now, of course, we can add answers, we can delete answers, perfectly fine. Now, a quiz would be pretty boring if it was just four items corresponding to four results all the time. So let's mix things up a bit, shall we? Do you like to read? Now, normally you'd just have two answers here, but let's put a third answer because, well, we're special. Yuck. And to this one, we'll be putting Chie with a +2 right there. And notice that you were perfectly fine with having duplicate, duplicate responses. Again, and also each answer can have different number of weights on each item. That's perfectly warranted, and that's pretty good as well. So let's keep going. Let's just add more questions just so we can, just so we can look at the more of the functionality. What's your favorite fruit? Now here, again, let's have a third answer. And if you'll notice here that we're actually trying to aim for Chie with, yuck giving Chie a 2, no giving Chie a 2. And this one right here, we'll just give this Chie a 2 as well. Keep that in mind. Fruit. Wah. Wah. There would be a standard no, or there should be a standard apple. which let's be real, everyone likes apples. And let's say peaches. Let's just say Yukiko likes peaches. Okay, another question. Final question, do you like fitness? And of course, the answer is yes and no. Again, to maximize, to reiterate the point, we're gonna give Chie 2 weights here and then give this weight to everyone else. Of course, you can always answer this like this, but we're not gonna do that. Now, once you're all happy and content with whatever you just did, whatever wonderful quiz that you made, you can press submit, and we'll go right back to Firebase and check out. Hey, this was made just now. You can tell by the timestamp. 8:44. Hey, it's 8:44 right now. I mean, looks good to me. Now, we'll go to take a quiz now. And you'll see here we have a search query and everything. Well, of course, we don't have enough entries to really warrant using a search query. So here it is. Who is your Persona 4 girlfriend? And as you can see here, the author's right here, which is why we needed to be signed in. If we go back real fast and sign out, we're perfectly fine with going to take a quiz as well, because we don't really care who takes a quiz. We only care who makes the quiz. So who is your Persona 4 girlfriend? Let's go to the inspection site, and you'll see here, this right here is the document ID corresponding right here. This is what actually allows us to pull everything from this from the document query. It's got the author, got all categories, got all results, got all questions and answers, which are made up of arrays. With the first index being the question, and all of them and all the rest being the answers with their corresponding weights. Keep that in mind. We're going to be using this. We're going to be passing each of these Q&A items one at a time individually, so we can get an aggregate score at the end of it, so you can display what we want. Again, we want to get Chie. So if you recall, we put each of these to have 1 weight to each. So blue would be Naoto, red would be Yukiko, yellow would be Rise, and green would give Chie a +1, as we see right here. Do you like to read? Yuck. We gave Chie a weight of 2, so now it compounds and Chie has a weight of 3. What's your favorite fruit? Fruit? 5. Do you like fitness? Yes. And you can see here, your answer is Chie. Now, as we go back to the menu and go back to the landing page, you'll see that it's all pretty nice and everything like that. Heck, and just to be absolutely completely sure that you can do this, you can take a quiz signed in as somebody. Perfectly fine with that. See, simple as pie. Now, we'll be taking a closer look under the hood with Ryan.
All right, so now I'm going to go through some of the code for this project, and I'm going to start in this file here, main.js, where a lot of the actual logic of this program was written. It has mostly basically the logic of what to do when all the different buttons in the program get pressed. And probably if we had a bit more time, or if we had planned it out from the start, we could have separated some of this logic into different files or different modules, but it is what it is. And so another design decision that I should mention too is that early on we discussed whether or not we wanted to use React, because we thought maybe it would be appropriate for this project, especially on the create quiz page. It's quite a reactive page. It's quite dynamic. There's a lot of stuff that has to get added, a lot of HTML that has to be generated. Like if you add an answer, this row has to be added here with the appropriate, in the appropriate place with buttons. If you add a question, a bunch of stuff gets generated here too. So we debated it, but ultimately we ended up not using React. And instead we just use jQuery, and we create, as you can see over here, raw HTML strings and insert them into the page using jQuery. So this function here, this is an event listener for the add question button. So it gets called when you click that. And there's this massive HTML string in here that we created that gets inserted into the page every time you do that. And there's a bunch of functions, similar functions in here for the button adding a category. It's kind of a long line here where we insert some HTML, a delete category button, and so on. And there's also another interesting piece of logic here too that I mostly worked on, which is this generate cog cat function. And so this, it has to be called anytime that basically anything changes in the category form here. So if I add a category, delete one, or if I change the name of it, this gets called. And what it does is it goes to all of these cog buttons here, every single one in the page. There's one for every answer to every question, and it updates it with the new category names or just the new categories that have been added. And it gets that information by actually like finding the category form, scraping the information off of it, and then updating all of the cogs in the page. So you can see here, Michael already demonstrated this, but if you add a category, it immediately gets updated. And if you change the name, you can see the result. So another thing I wanted to show too is this file here, inputspinner.js. So this is actually a third-party code or third-party library that we found in this GitHub repo here. And we used it to create this input spinner here. When you click the cog, it creates a spinner here where you can press plus to increase the weight of the category or minus to decrease it, or you can just type it in too if you want. And that's what this rather large file does. So now I'm going to pass it off to Darren, and he's going to talk about how we structure data in the program and how we actually communicate with the Firebase database and receive stuff from it as well.
Okay, thank you, Ryan. How we're gonna communicate with the Firebase. So first of all, when we after we finish filling out the form, we're gonna send the quiz, the answers, the title, everything. We're gonna send it to Firestore. So how that works is that we have a quiz object, and then Michael will show you guys that. Basically, Michael create a function that will grab all the fields and then put it inside a quiz object. So after we have that quiz object, we're gonna input the title, which is also from the quiz object, question and answers. So right here, and then the category list, which should also be in the quiz object. We're gonna get all that information, and then we're gonna go into Firebase, Firestore, and then we look at the collection quiz, which is right here, the quiz collection, and then we're just gonna add the quiz in, just like the one Michael added. You see that we have the author, we have the title all the way at the bottom, and then we have the timestamp, the questions and answers, like the whole array right here. And then we have the author, which is Michael Moon. We use the get user name function, which is a Firebase function that is provided by Firebase, but I just kind of renamed it. And then we also have a then and catch just in case anything happens. The then just redirects the user after it sends all the information to Firebase. The catch is for if the user enters in anything wrong or anything else, any error just happens, it will print out the error message, and well, the user won't be able to see it, but it will help us to reproduce the issue. And also the search is something what I want to show you guys. So in take quiz, we showed all the quizzes we have. So inside Firestore, we could see that we have the quizzes right here. And then how this works is that it will look into the quiz collection, which is right here, this one. And then we'll take the first 10, and then we'll display it here.
Hey, this is post-recording Michael. We completely forgot to do an outro. So again, this is Chick and Sandwich. It's Darren Wong, Michael Moon, and Ryan Patrick, and we brought to you Quizzzy. Have a nice evening. Goodbye.